Hello, gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about a meta blitz that's been in the game for about a month now, so since around launch. And the play is going to be Overstorm Brave out of nickel over. So if you play the game a lot, you've probably seen this blitz at some point. And I'm going to show you how to set it up the right way. Now, I personally use Overload Blitz out of this formation because I have a setup out of it that I find more suitable for myself, because it's a send 5 that gets one free and you don't have to hover, and I just prefer that way of playing. I don't really like hovering personally. I see the appeal and how you can really just get a guy free no matter what, but it's just you can kind of get abused by certain things, and I'll talk about that later in the video. So this is the Kansas City Chiefs defense, but you could probably find nickel over in a bunch of different playbooks, but I'm going to come out in Overstorm Brave, and then let's just go against a bunch play that just sends everybody out. Okay, so the setup is very, very simple. All you're going to do is pinch your entire defense by hitting RB or R1 and then left stick down. That's going to pinch your entire defense. So very, very simple. And then all you're going to do is take the safety that's on the same side as the running back and then move him down to the opposite side of the running back next to the defensive tackle. And you have to do it this way because I'm going to show you a few different things here. Let's go ahead and start by running it the wrong way. So let's go ahead and block the running back. And then I'm going to try to engage on the offensive line. I'll go to instant replay. I'm going to show you what happens. I will show you the proper way soon. Don't worry. I just want to show you where you hover does matter. So I know you might want to hover on the same side as the running back because he's your responsibility. But if you do that, what's going to happen is you're just going to run through the offensive line because you're going to be the free rusher. You're going to be the guy that isn't accounted for. So you're never going to engage with the offensive line. So you can't do it like that. I'll show you. I believe it's the same thing if you just hover between the defensive tackles. But let me check. Yep, so right there, it ends up working out. But I believe we were running through the offensive line as well, which is technically what you do not want. So right there, us doing this actually keeps the interior of the offensive line very squeezed. And it does allow this looping linebacker to come in. So it did work in that instance, but the proper way to do it is pinch your defense. So RB1, left stick down, and then move next to the defensive tackle on the opposite side of the running back. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to block the running back again, and then you're going to run down for like half a second and then drop back into coverage. So like that. As you can see, pressure comes in. And there's no magic behind this. Like, let's count the numbers here. We have 7 men in the box. And for half a second, all 7 are blitzing. So that means they're blocking 6. We're sending 7 for half a second. And what that does is just gets us an advantage for just real quick, just to get this edge defender free. So it's just basic math. We're sending 7, getting 1 free. But then we drop back very quickly. So we technically have, 5 in coverage. So very basic. And you might be saying, Ace, what are you going to do if they send their running back on a wheel? Let's go ahead and take a look. Send the running back on a wheel. Let me make sure this ISO receiver is out of the way. What you're going to see, running back is wide open. So this is actually one of the reasons I don't like hovering. I think if you're playing a good player that kind of knows, how to take advantage of somebody who's hovering, they might start doing something like this. They might start just putting him on a quick little seam wheel and throwing him immediately. And there's nothing you can do about it because this is your responsibility as a user, and you're on the other side of the field, and you have to engage the offensive line because if he blocks his running back, that's the only way to get him free is by engaging with the offensive line. So this is the quick way to attack, by throwing to your running back. Now we do have a counter to that. So just think about this in very basic terms. We're sending 7, right? With the engage. What can we do if they send the running back out? Well, if we send 7 versus 5, technically 2 should be free. But if he keeps sending his running back out, technically all you have to do is just man up the linebacker on the same side as the running back. So D-pad right twice opens the linebacker menu. Select X and then right stick up and then Y. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to engage on the offensive line. And then what you're going to see, and we still get 1 free. So it becomes a chess match at that point. If your opponent's willing to throw to this little seam wheel very quickly, all you can really do at that point is just man up that running back. If he wants to keep sending him out, we're still going to get 1 free. So now we're sending 6 versus 5, and then dropping into coverage, and then we have 6 in coverage once we engage and drop back. So that's kind of like the basic gist of these kind of blitzes, where you kind of hover and tap. You just want to get a +1 pretty much no matter what. And I recommend actually just sending the 5 most of the time, or I should say the 6 technically with the tap, because people are kind of getting hip to it, and they will throw to this little running back seam wheel, and they can get a touchdown off of it if you're not careful. And then you can, if they start blocking their running back, then you could start sending the 6. So I would do it the opposite way of what I showed in this video. Definitely start manning this linebacker up and run it like this, because this is going to be the way to prevent your opponent from just throwing to your running back. So I wanted to show you guys a trip set real quick so you guys don't get confused when you get online, because the setup is still the same. The rule is just slightly different. So we're going to set up the defense the same way. RB, R1, left stick down, that pinches your entire defense. And then what you're going to do is look and see what safety is manned up to the running back, because this is the guy we want to tap or engage with pretty much every single time. So in this case, he's manned up to the running back on the opposite side of the field. Against gun bunch, it was the safety that was on the same side of the field as the running back. But regardless, it's the same assignment. So what we're going to do in this case is we're still going to bring him down to the opposite side of the running back like we did against bunch. And it's at this point now it's the same. So be very careful sending this blitz against trips without a man up on the running back. I highly recommend you do D-pad right twice, open linebacker menu, select A, right stick up, man him up to the running back. I highly recommend this. Always start out doing this. Do not send the 6-man version unless he keeps that running back in consistently. And that's just because people love to throw to the running back out of trips, especially quickly. And you will regret it if you do not man that guy up. You have 0 chance of running with this guy to this part of the field. No chance. You have literally none. You could be Henry, and you have no chance of doing that. So let's go ahead, block the running back. The looper is going to come in this instance. And the thing I love about this setup against trips is it can actually come in versus a block tight end as well. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. I might not need to be sending the 6-man. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try doing it with the 5-man here, where we tap. Let's go ahead and max protect with the offense. So right here, it doesn't fully come in, but it still pressures the quarterback. So they block 7. They block 7 with the tight end and the running back, and the looper he does get in there and disrupt. That could be an inaccurate throw very easily. So that's why I really like this blitz versus trips. I really don't recommend sending the 6-man version too often. You have to see them consistently keeping that running back in, and then at that point you can start sending everybody if you really want to. I'll show you what happens. It's going to look like that. And yeah, it's just a really good setup that, you know, if you're playing a low-level player, this kind of blitz just kills them because they just don't know how to deal with the pressure. You're getting a +1 advantage pretty much every single time you use it, and they have to throw like within 2 or 3 seconds. So definitely use this blitz, mix it in, be smart about it. Don't send the 6-man too often. Like I said, always man up that running back to start and then fill your opponent out and then maybe send him later. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like if you did. Really helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you're new. I'm dropping daily Madden 23 content, really trying to help you guys out. And then, as always, if you need additional help, head over to acemadden.com, become a member. You'll get access to all of our ebooks, which will definitely help you win more games. Just make sure you use code ACE for 15% off at checkout. I'll see you guys tomorrow.